Good afternoon. Hey, we're heading to the cabin. It was really snowy and flat light on the road coming up, but we're, I don't know, we're 40 miles from unloading. I got a couple vintage sleds here, not completely totally vintage, but just stopping for a real quick break, stretch our legs, and then when we get there, we're gonna do some more video and take everybody on the travel, on the journey with us. And super excited about getting up there. It's spring break 2021. So just got off work. Everybody's super pumped and glad you guys are going with us. We'll see you on the river. There sure is a lot of country up here. Beautiful. No wind. Little bit of snow here and there. It's our hopes that everybody has a chance to come up and be a part of this with us. So the people in the lower 48, you guys sure are missing out today. It's a beautiful day. Thanks for coming with us though.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right.
Come on, Dugan. Come on. Oh, good boy. Huh? Boots are already on. Before I put my sweatpants on over my long johns, I put them up on the dash. And I left them on there for about 10 minutes. They were so warm.
Brilliant.
It was nice.
That's just being smart. That dog will go pee on everything in the country. He don't want to go with us though. Not every trip we go on is hassle-free and painless, but when it is, you just got to get a photo of it. Well, we're at Baker Creek. Didn't take long. Trail's amazing. So load's not doing too bad. So we're gonna get back after it. We'll be at the cabin a little bit. Wish you guys were here. We had to stop and let the dog catch up. He's doing great, but this is his first run and he's a little out of shape. Load's going good. Got a lot of over snow on here and everybody's doing good. Oh goodness, how goofy, huh? May even be beer 30, I don't know, we'll see. When we get to the cabin, it takes a little bit to get everything unloaded and set up. We get the fire started in the wall tent, and at this point in time, we were still staying in the wall tent. Cabin was not ready for us to move into.
Bunch of ice on here.
When we get to the cabin, we try and get him in, get him warm, get him something to drink, usually treat him a little bit. It's his first run for the season, so his shoulders get a little sore. When we first get here, we got to unpack everything, get the fire going in the tent. We're not in the cabin yet, there's no heat in there, and so that takes a little bit to get everything taken care of. Pack trail down to the outhouse, and then we unload all the food, get the fire going, and get everything set because the sun, the sun is setting, and so pretty soon it'll be nice and dark, and so we don't want to be working around in headlamps, and so we try and get all that stuff taken care of right now. So this is the process. How's everything look over at the outhouse?
Great.
No bears?
No.
No wolves?
No.
No werewolves?
No.
Sam Squanches?
No.
Sasquatches?
No.
Fifis?
No.
Fifos? Well, did you see anything other than you?
No.
Well, then there wasn't a Fifo there. All right, we'll try it again in a little while.
He's already almost 80 in here.
This is after about 20 minutes of the stove going, and it's 25, 30 degrees outside, and so we're 72 inside. So tent gets pretty warm. Pretty happy about the old Wilbur Brothers stove. First fire in the wood stove in the cabin. My God, is this taking a long time. Hello from the tent, spring break 2021. It has been miserably cold out. The winds have been gusting 20, 25. It was 9 below this morning. It's supposed to get 30 below tonight. So we're gonna head back so we can make sure the truck starts, get back, and then we'll kind of, I don't know what we're gonna do. Take two. So this trip we got the chimney going, so I'm pretty stoked about that. The cabin warms up quite nicely with that secondhand stove we got. Kelly spent a little time in the loft, and the dog sure found a warm spot to lay. So all in all, what do you think?
It was a pretty good trip.
Success.
Mm-hmm.
It was cold last night. Ronnie is tired. She drew the short straw and fed the wood stove about every 2 hours, so she's a tired lady. When we get back to the pickup, get everybody warmed up, I'm sure there's going to be some drooping eyes. So thanks for coming along with us. We hope to see you out here someday. And as usual,
See you on the river.
good morning. Glad you're with us. Taking off out of town. 2021. March 16th, I think. Heading to the cabin, got a nice load of insulation and some plywood. Gonna finish up the ceiling, meet up with a good friend, and see if we can knock a little snow off the tents, and maybe even go for a snow machine ride. Got some firewood to cut. Got my trusty pal Dugan along with me. He's been sick here last couple days, so we'll see if the fresh air does anything for him. So, as always, happy you're with us. All are welcome. And we'll see you on the river. Well, I think I spoke too soon, and as luck would have it, a little bit further down the road from the last portion, my dog Dugan, trusty steed, faithful companion, threw up all over my door, my seat, and the floorboard. That sucks. I have been and always will be grateful for the help that my neighbor Andrew has been able to give me over the years. He meets me at the landing, helps me freight things out, just basically makes sure that we travel safe together and we both get to where we're going. And in return, I bring along my faithful dog Dugan, they goof around a little bit, and once in a while I'll haul some freight out from Fairbanks for them. So I think it's reciprocal, and I enjoy it a great deal. Oh, that's what's making me unhappy.
So what's your St. Patrick's Day plan again?
Well, I'm gonna throw that corned beef in the Dutch oven tonight on the stove in the tent. Then we're gonna eat some corned beef tomorrow.
And
huh?
what's the great success this time?
That smoke coming out of the chimney. I can't even see straight. I'm so happy. Best day ever. Get out. Get out. You want your dinner? Want your food? You do? Then get out. Come on. Let's get up. Nope. Get out. Hey, I know the video is really dark. Experienced Alaska here, hanging out in the middle of the Tanana Valley with Cabin Lab, having some caribou steaks, a couple delicious.
Yeah, I was trying to show off. The steak, but I finished it right before he hit the record button. So I feel like I'm letting everybody down now.
See, there's one more steak over there. We got some mini pizzas going on. The wind is just whipping through here, but it's been fantastic the last couple days. Look forward to hoping to be able to hook up with you guys. And as usual, we'll see you guys on the river.
So, you know those guys are like, you don't know that well, and they're like, oh, can you come help me out with something? And it's like, all of a sudden they want you to move their apartment or something for the weekend, or take him to the airport or whatever. Man, I wish Kevin would have just let me take him to the airport. But instead, I'm itching like crazy and full of insulation in my hair and everywhere else because we were finishing the final stage of putting insulation in the roof of his cabin today, which was pretty amazing.
Gavin looks pretty great. It's pretty warm. I can't thank him enough. After night of shenanigans, we went back the next day and finished the vapor barrier and got everything cleaned up. I gotta tell you, that vapor barrier in itself, along with the insulation, made that cabin so much nicer and warmer. We're almost ready to move in. All in time, though. We'll get it. I found this super heavy antique brass doorknob kit, but the installation was going to be a little complicated. It had to be chiseled out and inset into the portion of the door that goes back in about 6.5 inches. So we carved it all out with the chisel, drilled everything out, inset it, and I gotta tell you, it looks beautiful and works even better. So much for tenacity. I guess even a blind squirrel gets a nut once in a while. Because this was a working trip for sure, we had to get a lot of the chores done before we went and messed around. So one last time, a quick look to make sure everything was taken care of. I cleaned up my mess. And then we went fishing. There's lakes like this scattered all over Alaska. To find them, all you gotta do is ask a neighbor, talk to an old-timer, follow a trail, even if it's not marked. Be respectful if you end up on private property, and if you catch something, share it. Get outside and experience this great state we have. Nobody's gonna do it for you. Was it cruel to tease him with the drone? Yeah, maybe. A little bit. But was it really fun? Absolutely. He eventually got tired and got sick and bored with chasing after the drone, so he came back over to where we were fishing at, relaxed, and of course, we treated him like a king. Gave him a few treats, he got a little drink of water. Looks like the day was over for him. He almost got a hold of it a few times, and I gotta tell you, we wouldn't have been mad if he did. The torture for him, while his tail was still wagging, was still torture. It was an amazing fishing trip, and when we got done, I had to head home. This day always sucks, and any way you slice it, I'd much rather stay out there. Temperatures were fantastic, the tent was warm as anything, and the smile on our faces when we were hanging out was just perfect. It goes without saying, while I mentioned the roads in the wintertime are usually a little better, there's always a little tragedy that happens to folks. No one was hurt, we had to wait for a wrecker to get him pulled out, and he got on his way. Dugan approved. As usual, I appreciate everyone coming along on this trip. I'll leave you with a few pictures of some dogs cruising down the side of the road. I love Alaska. We'll see you on the river.